Hello, how are you all? I think you all are keeping well. Welcome you all to my Sensei Lanka online school again. After a long time, I could not upload videos for you. I was busy with my studies. So I'm here again. Today we can start with grade 8 lesson. So up to now, for my grade 8 English medium students, I have uploaded lessons of unit number 1. So today I'm going to start with unit number 2. Can you remember the topic of unit number 2? What is unit number 2? Can you remember the name of it? Yes? Okay. Uniqueness of Earth as a habitat of living beings. Let's go to our presentation. I'm going to share it for you. Uniqueness of the earth as a habitat of living beings. That is our unit number 2. Look at these words. Uniqueness. Uniqueness means we can't compare it with others. It is very special. So, earth, the planet that we live in, is it unique? Is it special than the other planets? So stay with me. I will help you to understand. Uniqueness of the earth as a habitat of living beings. So today I will do the introduction part. Yes, what is this? You can see the sun here, and then our planet, our moon is here. With your prior knowledge that you gathered in unit number 1, we can continue, because in unit number 1 we learned about the solar system, we learned about the planets, we learned about the special features of the planets, we learned about the moons. So with that knowledge we are going to continue unit number 2. Okay, so there are two new words for you: rotation, revolution. Do you know these words? Now we are in grade 8. I hope you know. Rotation. Look at this picture given here. Related to rotation, there is a picture for you. What is meant by it? Can you see this red color arrow like this? That means Earth is moving. Our planet is moving around its own axis. Look at the screen. This is the axis. Our planet is moving around its own axis. That movement is called the rotation. And how about the time? It takes 24 hours or normally 1 day. 1 day to complete this journey around itself. And now come to this second picture. Revolution. Once again, you can see an arrow. It shows we are going around something else. What is that in the middle? Sun. Sun is there in the middle of the solar system. Then around the sun, we are going. We are moving around the sun while rotating. So that journey is revolution. I will explain these terms once again. So it takes 365 days nearly. There is an exact time. I will explain everything for you. This is only for your knowledge. Rotation and revolution. There are two new words for you. Okay. And then look at these pictures. Our planet Earth is there. Around the Earth, we have an atmosphere. This atmosphere has different layers. Atmosphere has different layers. We will learn this in grade 10. But now You can get a rough idea about our planet. And then water. Have you heard about water on our planet? Do you have enough water in your area? For me, we have enough water. Pure water is there. And also Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island. All around the country we can see the ocean, Indian Ocean. We can get water. We cannot drink, but we can get water for transportation facilities, and then for recreational purposes we can get water. So how about Earth's water? These pictures will help you to understand. More than 70% of the earth is covered with water. Okay. So now we are moving to our lesson today. Factors contribute the earth to become a habitat for living beings. Shall we read the topic again? Let's go to the topic again. Factors contribute the earth to become a habitat for living beings. What are the factors that help us to say our planet Earth is very good for people, animals, trees, and other living beings? That's why I told you today I am doing the introduction about the uniqueness of Earth. So these are the factors. Some factors are given here. Look at my screen. Presence of an atmosphere with favorable gases as well as water vapor congenial to living beings. That is the basic factor. Presence of an atmosphere. Earlier, can you remember the picture? I told you there are layers in our atmosphere. So there is an atmosphere around our planet Earth. In the solar system, around some other planets, they don't have an atmosphere. So very difficult for the living beings to live. So there are no living beings in some other planets. We have an atmosphere, and also it has favorable gases: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. There are very important gases in our atmosphere. There is oxygen, nearly 5% there's oxygen. So the if we take it as a percentage, nitrogen is the most abundant gas. Nitrogen. But more than 20% oxygen is there. That is enough for the living beings. So favorable gases are there. Not only gases. Can we live with only air? No, that is only one fact. We need water as well. So, in our atmosphere, water vapor is also there. Water vapor is also there. It is congenial for the living beings. We are very close to the sun. So, you can think we are very hot. We should be very hot. But in our atmosphere, water vapor is there. And existence of water. Existence of water. It is not the water vapor. Water is there. In solid and liquid forms, water is there. Where can we see the water? In the oceans, and then in the lakes, in the ponds, rivers, streams. So there are different types of water bodies in our planet. Surface water, groundwater is there, and also as ice. Do you know glaciers? Snow falling? They are the forms of water. And the third one, look at the third one. Prevalence of an intermediate temperature. It should be an prevalence of an intermediate temperature. Our planet is not too hot, and also our planet is not too cold. We are in the middle. So our temperature is very suitable for the living beings. If the atmosphere, if our temperature was too high, can we live? No, it's really difficult for the living beings. If it is too cold, probably we cannot survive. So we are lucky we have an intermediate temperature. Next one. Occurrence of rotation and revolution. Earlier at the beginning of the lesson, I explained it. Simply explained it. What is rotation? Rotation is the movement of our planet Earth around its own axis. Wait, I will show you what is that process. Think this is planet Earth. Is planet Earth. Planet Earth is moving around its own axis. So the movement of the planet Earth or any other planet around its own axis is called the rotation. Now I think you understand the rotation. And what is revolution? In the middle of the solar system, we can see the sun. Sun is there. And also, do you know the orbit? That is the road that we are going. So, around the sun, the planets are moving. There is an orbit for them. There is a road for them. Through this road, we are moving. So, while spinning around its own axis, planets are moving around the sun. That process is called the revolution. That is the revolution. So, occurrence of rotation and revolution is very good for the living beings. Do you know why? We get day and night. 12 hours daytime, 12 hours night time. If there is no night time, if we can see the sunlight always, can we sleep? Can we take a rest? No, it's really difficult. So 12 hours daytime, 12 hours night time. We get that day and night as a result of this process. And in some countries, do you know there are time differences? In America, now the time may be 6 p.m., let's say. In Canada, in India, in Australia, is that the same time? No. According to the area, the time is changing. And the seasons. In some countries, snow falling is there. In some countries, that is spring season with beautiful flowers. And then autumn is there. Summer season, that's very hot. Summer season is there. So seasonal changes occur because of this process. In this lesson, we are going to learn about them. So stay with me in my future videos also. The lessons will be interesting for you with interesting pictures and videos. So come to the last one. Come to the last one. Existence of gravitational force. What is this? Gravitational force. It is the force, special kind of a force that the planet has. In our unit number 1, can you remember we learnt about the gravitational force? Which planet has the highest gravitational power? Jupiter. So now do you remember what is the gravitational force? So existence of gravitational force is really good for the living beings. So these are the factors contribute the earth to become a habitat for living beings. Now I think you understand the introduction part of our lesson. Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, now we are coming to two new words. Actually, the words are not new. In grade 7, we learnt about them, but now we are going to learn more about them. So, longitudes and latitudes. Maybe you remember. Think about the model globe. In the model globe, if you watched my grade 7 videos, maybe you remember we learned how to draw the longitudes and latitudes on a plastic ball. We did some activities. So, what are these longitudes? What are the latitudes? Yes, look at this. Longitudes and latitudes are a set of imaginary lines drawn on model globe. Longitudes and latitudes are a set of imaginary lines drawn on model globe. Do you understand? They are a coordinate system which is used to locate points on Earth's surface. I will explain it later. So now look at this picture given here. In picture 1, you can see some lines are drawn in the picture. Horizontal lines are there. They are latitudes. In second picture, vertical lines are there from north to south. They are longitudes. When we take these lines together, we say a coordinate system or longitudes and latitudes. It's the common. And now we are moving to latitudes. What are these latitudes? Earlier I told you we draw them from west to east or the east to west. So they are horizontal lines. Look at the picture with the description. The imaginary lines that are drawn horizontally from east to west on the model globe are called latitudes. The imaginary lines that are drawn horizontally from east to west on the model globe are called latitudes. There are some major latitudes and they are given names too. Some major latitudes are there and also they are given names. Equator is one such name. It is the 0-degree latitude. The equator is the latitude that has the value 0 degree. So, what is 0-degree latitude? It is equator. In this model globe, in the middle, we draw it like this. From west to east, we draw. What is the value of it? 0 degree. See, we are drawing it horizontally. It divides the earth into two. If I put A and B here, these are the two parts. Equator can divide this model globe into two, A and B. What is A? Northern hemisphere. It is towards the north. It is northern hemisphere. What is this B? It is southern hemisphere. So we are drawing these latitudes as horizontal lines like this. I think it is clear for you. Okay. Look at this. Look at this picture. You will understand the names of these special lines. special latitudes with their values. Equator 0 degree, then 23 and a half Tropic of Cancer, 66 and a half Arctic Circle, 90 that is North Pole. It is just like a point. When we are moving towards the polar area, they become shorter. Latitudes become shorter. From the equator, when we are moving towards the polar area, these latitudes are getting shorter. Finally, North Pole becomes a point. So does South Pole. When we are coming towards the South polar area from the equator, these latitudes are getting shorter. Finally, South Pole becomes a point. So look at the values and look at the names given for these special latitudes. Now come to this longitudes. Longitudes. They are drawn from top to bottom or north to south. The imaginary lines that are drawn vertically from north to south. The imaginary lines that are drawn vertically from north to south on model globe are called the longitudes. The longitude which has the value of 0 degrees is called the prime meridian, and it goes across the Greenwich city in England. Because of that, we call it Greenwich line. So, my dear students, now do you understand? These longitudes are drawn opposite to that latitudes. Longitudes are drawn from north to south. So, how about the 0 degree longitude? It crosses Greenwich city in England. If you take a world map, you can find where is Greenwich city. Across that city, there is a longitude that is 0 degree line. So it has a special name, Greenwich line, or the Greenwich meridian, or the prime meridian. It has a lot of names. This prime meridian divided the earth into two parts. So my dear students, can you remember I told you earlier, equator divides the earth into two parts like A and B. That is the first method, no? Now the second way, prime meridian is there across the Greenwich city. Once again, it divides the earth into two. To the other side. Towards the west, it is western hemisphere. Towards the east, it is eastern hemisphere. I think you understand it. If you don't understand, don't be hesitate. You can send me a comment under the video when you are watching. You can send me a comment. Then I will explain. If not, my contact details are given here. You can call me. You can email me to clarify anything. And I told you, these latitudes are given special names. So does similarly, longitudes also have special names. 0 degree longitude is prime meridian. 180 degree longitude is international date line. This is 180 degrees longitude. Look at the shape of it. It is something special. It is not drawn as a straight line because this line decides the dates. That is why we called it date line. If this line crosses a land area, that village or that country or that area will be separated. In the same area, there may be two dates. So very difficult for the administrative purpose. So because of that, we draw this line not as a straight line in order to stop the dividends of a country. That's why we are drawing it like this. Yes, that is about longitudes and latitudes. Then once again we are coming to that new word, rotation. Rotation of the earth. The movement of the earth around its own axis is called the rotation. I explained it earlier, so you can look at the picture and understand. What are the results of rotation? There are two major results of this process of rotation. First one, occurrence of day and night. Second one, regional differences of time. These are the two basic results of rotation. I told you time differences are there. So the world is divided into different time zones. World is divided into different time zones. In my future videos, I will discuss about the time zones. So regional differences of time. You can read and understand this. Some countries are located inside one time zone. There are wide countries, very big countries are there. So those countries are located between many time zones. If there are small countries, they are in one time zone. So some countries are located inside one time zone. Small countries like Sri Lanka, Madagascar, Bangladesh. Some countries are located inside several time zones. There's a small mistake or the typing mistake here. Several time zones. Some countries are located inside, we can say, several time zones. What are the examples? Canada, United States of America, Russia, very big countries are there. So think about these examples. At the exams, you will need this information. Here you can see in your school textbook also there are maps related to these time zones. You have to study that. So that is about the introduction of uniqueness of Earth as a habitat of living beings. So now that is the end of my introduction to the unit number 2. Do you have any questions? If you want to clarify anything, please contact me. My contact details are given here. So I hope to meet you with a new video lesson. Thank you very much, all of you.